We are on Mishnah 14. Arba midos kedeot. There are 4 qualities, 4 midos, 4 measures, right, 4 types, bedeot, to temperament, right, to your approach to the world. Noach lichos v'noach lirtzos. A person who's easy to anger and easy to calm down, easy to pacify. Yatsa scharo b'chefsedo. The good of being easy to pacify is wiped out in the bad of being easy to anger. Kasha lichos v'kasha lirtzos yatsa chefsedo b'scharo. If he's hard to anger but hard to relax, to pacify, then the loss of being hard to pacify is erased by the gain of being hard to anger. Kasha lichos v'noach lirtzos. If it's difficult to make a guy angry, and it's easy to pacify him, that's a chassid. And noach lichos v'kasha lirtzos. If it's easy to anger the guy, and you can't pacify him, that's a rasha. So the first thing is there are 2 different versions of this Mishnah. So here in the Art Scroll it lists it as easy to pacify, easy to anger, easy to pacify. Your benefit goes away in your loss. There's other versions of the Mishnah that are exactly the opposite. There's actually 2 competing versions of this Mishnah. One version says easy to anger, easy to pacify is better, and the other says easy to anger, easy to pacify is worse. And just it reverses those 2 middle ones, so that there's disagreement, right? There's no clear agreement on which way the Mishnah is supposed to read. Is it better to be easy to anger and easy to pacify, or is it better to be difficult to anger and difficult to pacify? There's a standard version of the Mishnah that goes each way. So everybody agrees the best quality is to be difficult to anger and easy to pacify. And the worst is a guy who blows up at every single thing, and you can't relax him. You can never calm him down. So the first one, the good one, that says it's difficult, and it doesn't say that you're impossible to anger. It just says it's cautious, it's difficult. Because there are places, if you're a person who can't get angry at anything, there's no indignation, there's nothing in the world that you can see that is so evil, corrupt, broken, wrong, that it raises your emotional response of this cannot stand, then you're broken. A person has no ability to anger, right? Nothing bothers them. I don't care how many people are slaughtered, it's not my problem. I don't care how cruel that thing, you look over and you see the bullies whooping the kids, not my problem. You can't be that guy, right? So that's why it doesn't say impossible to anger. Just as an interesting thing, though, is this is a Mishnah that calls you a rasha if you have the wrong trait, which must mean that it's a moral choice. Right? We're going to see another Mishnah that says a person who has no ability to learn things and forgets them easily, right? That's a bummer of a birthmark, dude. Right? A guy who can't learn and forgets, that's just kind of a stinky portion of life. It doesn't call him a rasha. It just says it's really unfortunate if you're thick, and can't learn. This doesn't say it's unfortunate. This says you're a rasha. If you get angry easily and can't forgive, then you're a rasha. Which means you have the ability to choose. It can't call you a rasha or a chassid around something unless it's something that you have the ability to choose. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing to get out of this, right? Maram Shik says, the implication is that man has the ability to alter. In this area, you have the ability to alter your nature through free will. You have the ability to train yourself to be easily angered or not easily angered. To train yourself to be pacifiable or not be pacifiable. It is a moral choice. It is not, you can't just say, God made me this way. I just, I fly off the handle. That's the way I am. He says, you can learn. So here's the question. Which is better, which is worse? A person who angers easily, but then lets it slide, or a person it's difficult for them to get angry, but it's hard to hang on to. So I think one of the reasons why there's 2 passes through this, 2 different ways, is that it's really a question of, in some ways it's a question of for you or for others. See, if you work with a person or live with a person, every single thing makes them crazy. Everything you do makes them fly off the handle and get angry, right? they yell, they cuss, they push, they grope, they mope, they whatever, right? It's very, very difficult to live with. And maybe they calm down instantly, right? It gets them, and it doesn't mean anything to them. And they let it go. So for them, that's good, right? It's bad that it gets to you, but you know what? You're an emotionally involved, emotionally rich person. You're very connected to your life. You feel things very strongly. But you're okay with it. You let it go, right? That's okay for you because you know what? When you're done, you're done. You're not going to hold a grudge and you're easygoing. It's nice. But for me, having to live with you, right? It tears my day apart. Every little thing that happens, you're just freaking. It's very, right? You know, you work with people that's like everything makes them crazy, and they're always bitter, and they're always nasty, and they complain about everything. They criticize everything, right? And maybe it doesn't affect them. Maybe they let it go, but it certainly ruins your day. I think for them, it might be that the loss of they get angry easy, things get to them, is solved a little bit by the fact that they're easy, they let it go. But for the rest of us who have to live with that, it's very difficult, right? On the other hand, because you know, there's no shortage of things in life, right, that anger you, that can provoke you. There's plenty of things in life that will make you crazy, right? So the fact that you can quickly shrug off the frustration and you know you let the poison drain, right, doesn't mean you're not doing damage to others. Every single time you hype up, you're poisoning everybody around you. The benefit is wiped. So for you, the loss is wiped out by the benefit, but for everybody else, the benefit is wiped out by the loss. So the flip side is a guy who nothing really gets to him. But when you get him, he is just raging, right? It's huge, and you can't calm him down. It's like, you know. So in some ways, you know, for you, right, the occasional outburst is more than taken care of by the guy's easygoing nature, right? I gotta live with you. You're my roommate. You're my friend. You're my, right? You know, 90% of the time, you're easy to get along with. Things blow by you. Nothing really bothers you. But when you erupt, scary stuff. But you know what? I can walk out of the room once in a while. You know that I can figure out how to manage that because you're not. So for me, the loss is taken care of by the gain. But for you, it eats you alive, right? You have guys. You know, it's funny. You talk to people. Once I talk to a person, and you know, they ants who don't talk to each other. You know, people who have, you know, this sister hasn't talked to that sister in years, right? Because once you've got it, you can't let go. You can't let go. You know, it's like someone accused me of something 5 years ago, and I'm still frustrated with them. I never, right? It's destructive to hold it forever. So maybe it doesn't happen. There's not that many things that get to you. Maybe things only get to you when it's real. But it eats you alive, and you hang on to it, right? So for me, having to deal with you, the loss, it's wiped out by the gain. For you having to live with it, the gain is wiped out by the loss. But there's a debate, right? Neither though, but it does say it's a moral choice. Really, you want to be a chassid. You want to be the kind of person who gets angry about stuff that should make you angry. Stuff that make, you know, when there's bad in the world, when there's unfairness in the world, it gets to you, and you're crazy, right? But as a general rule, when you get mad, it's easy to calm you down. So be a chassid. So the key thing is this idea is that it is a moral choice, right? That a person who's volatile and not in control of himself, who's obstinate, who's unforgiving, that everything makes him crazy, right? And he never gives up his rage. So Rabbeinu Yonah says, you know, there's really no end to the wickedness of a person who's always angry at the world. And every new thing gets him angry at the world. And, you know, in the end, you know, it's funny, we get to Tisha B'Av, we talk, you know, Kamsa and Bar Kamsa, right? That, you know, the Jewish people was destroyed by a grudge, by a guy who couldn't forgive, right? You know, the guy's throwing a party, and he says, you know, I want to invite my friend Kamsa. And instead, his servant goes and invites Bar Kamsa, who's his enemy. His enemy shows up at the party, he looks and says, what are you doing here? He said, I thought you were making up with me. He said, no, I hate you. Get out of here. He says, don't embarrass me by throwing you out. He says, get out of here. He says, listen, I'll pay for my own stuff. Just don't embarrass me. He says, get out of here. He says, I'll pay for half the party, just don't embarrass me. He says, I'll pay for the whole party, just don't embarrass me. And the guy just can't get past his anger and his hatred and his frustration. He throws him out. And the rabbis are there watching it, and they don't rebuke him. So Bar Kokhba says they must agree with him. They're not nice guys. And he eventually goes. He goes to the Romans, tweaks an offering, and he brings destruction on everything. But it arises, right? The sin arises and the destruction arises from this idea that you can't forgive. So be a chassid. Recognize that anger is controllable. Forgiveness and patience are controllable. What you're driving for is to be the kind of person who gets angry when it's necessary and calms down when it's appropriate. Not a guy who bears a grudge at everything all the time.